I see the value. In my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties. Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it. I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties. Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of hunting. Be sure to befriend them and cause them.
हेलो 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 हेलो। चलिए चलते हैं, शुरू करते हैं। आज करते हैं थोड़ा सा डोमेन फार्म। क्या चाहिए हम लोग को देख लेते हैं पहले। ये तो हम लोग बना सकते हैं वैसे। मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि कुछ मैं भूल रहा हूँ यहाँ पे। कुछ तो आज मैं फार्म करने वाला था, लेकिन क्या था वो मैं भूल चुका हूँ। हेलो हेलो हेलो, मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है कि नहीं गाइस? थोड़ा सा माइक को पास लेके आया हूँ, अब देखते हैं क्या होता है। अगर आता नहीं है तो बता देना। शुगर चलिए ये वाला फार्म करते हैं। ठीक है। नहीं, कभी कभी मतलब आवाज़ डाउन हो जाता है। ये वाला फार्म करते हैं, फिर देखते हैं आगे जाते हैं क्या होता है। मुझे बस न्यूलेट का टैलेंट अपग्रेड करना है, बाकी मतलब ये वाला चाहिए, मिस वेल्ड प्राइमो एलिक्सर। शुरू करते हैं। मैं तो कुछ बुला सकते थे, हो जाएगा हो जाएगा, ऐसे भी हो जाएगा। कायरो चाहिए इस डोमेन के लिए, लेकिन हो जाएगा। इलेक्ट्रो ही है, न्यूलेट तो धो देगा ये लोग।
Teamwork is dreamwork. Transfixed.
Oh shit. You got him. Okay, nice. 36 seconds, not bad. देखते हैं क्या मिलता है हम लोग को। गोल्डन वाला तो नहीं मिला है। मुझे तो वहाँ में स्ट्रीम का लिंक आई थिंक शेयर कर देना चाहिए था। कोई नहीं, फर्स्ट टाइम है, नेक्स्ट टाइम कर दो। नहीं बस जो आता है वही है।
Here to play with me? Overruled.
Oh, Arlecchino, bro. Shit. स्ट्रीम में अगर लैग या ऑडियो की कुछ प्रॉब्लम आती है तो बोल दो यार।
There you are, Ego.
मुझे ना ये HP वाला वेपन चाहिए, मतलब अभी पे विच वो वाला दिया है ना, क्रिट डैमेज वाला वेपन, तो मतलब अच्छा है, बट आई थिंक आई नीड HP। आई डोंट हैव 40k HP इन न्यू ईयर, सो मेरा बैक हो रहा है। चलो भाई और एक बार शुरू करते हैं, फिर से इन लोग को मारते हैं, वो डालते हैं।
The tides beckon. Settle down.
Nugget is just broken, bro. So strong. Along with Arlecchino. I think और एक बार 20 रेजिन है।
Solidify.
अगर मेरा ऑडियो लो आ रहा है ना तो बोल देना चाहिए।
Be sanctified.
मतलब ऑडियो को मैं माइक को पास लेके तो आया हूँ, लेकिन वो नहीं हो।
The merrier. Transfixed.
Come on, bro, come on. Let's go. वेपन अपग्रेड कर देते हैं। अरे मैं यहाँ पे क्यों आया होगा यार? अरे मैं तो वेपन का फार्म क्या होना है यहाँ में, क्या करना है? ओह वाह, शिट सो डम ब्रो। ये वो करना था, ये वाला बनाना ना, ये वाला। आई थिंक दिस इज अनफ, और तो चाहिए नहीं है। आई थिंक 6 हो गया आई थिंक मेरे पास। ओ वेट, और आई हैव 32k HP, तो अगर मैं इसको शिट, ये वाला मुझे गोल्डन नहीं बनाना चाहिए था यार। सब वेस्ट चला गया यार। ये वाला तो मुझे, ये यार मैंने उसको गोल्डन बॉल बना दिया यार, तो ऐसे ही चला गया वो सब। क्या करें भाई, क्या हो गया भाई?
Settle down.
So yeah, let's come take the delegation.
Ad Astra. Thank you for complete. Ad Astra.
Hold up, boys. Hold up.
Everyone can hear your voice.
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it.
Rebooting. When you're high up, everyone can hear your voice.
Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of Fontaine. Be sure to befriend them.
We are
Cause
back.
them no
We are
harm.
back. We are back. We are so back. देखते वेपन तो मैं अपग्रेड नहीं कर पाऊंगा। आई थिंक वेपन का ये नहीं मिला ना। करना कुछ था, कर दिया कुछ यार। गलती हो गया भाई। फ्रेजाइल रेजिन यूज़ कर दो क्या? Maybe I have 60 लेकिन क्या क्या ढूंढ रहा था यार? भूल गया था। ओ ये
Gather!
थोड़ा सा आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट करे क्या? आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट मैंने एक नया वाला नहीं किया है। आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट देखते हैं। मैंने इसको हटा किया था लेकिन कंप्लीट कर देते हैं.
Any leads?
Nope. Diddly squat. No clues to where he. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second. Oh, I hate this feel. So, you guys didn't find anything either? Not loving the word either. How about you, Flip?
I questioned a few Radniki and eventually narrowed my investigation almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that or...
He's been biding his time for a while.
No idea.
All we can do now is hope. Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean it.
No, it's Silver Moon Hall. The Lady Kutar might be in danger.
Let's get over there, quick!
ये सब क्या हो रहा है भाई? ये सब क्या है?
Why is he attacking the damn select? What's going on?
No time for questions. Stop him!
This is insane.
Yehuda, get Kutar out of here.
On it.
Crazy bro, crazy, crazy ass animation.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now you shall plunge into darkness. Thalindus, soon I will find a way.
Watch out.
Find them, even if it means turning this place to ashes.
That was too close. We barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so...
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional...
I have a when me and Anetha showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted... We weren't there for the whole thing either. Yeah, we didn't see how it all started.
Kutar, can you shed any light on the situation?
Kutar. Cross-checking database. I see. So you're the one that the Frost Moon Scions refer to as the Moon Goddess?
Wait, she's the moon goddess? Oh, no wonder she looks just like all those statues.
There are many reasons why people might worship the moon, and just as many why they might despise it. I've never met that person before, but there was no mistaking his deep-seated hostility towards me. Why he holds me in such contempt, I cannot say. But since he hunts the power of the moon, it's no surprise that I am a target.
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. This could be his way of taking revenge. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you and seeks to take it for his own. The list goes on. But right now, devising a counter strategy should be our #1 priority. The likelihood of this location being discovered is close to 100%.
A counter strategy? But we don't stand a chance against an enemy like this. Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to the end of the world, right? So as long as we can sneak out of Nodcry undetected. No, I can't say that. Come on, Yehoda. This is serious stuff. You can't suggest we all just chicken out.
Running is our only option.
Huh?
You seem surprised, but what other choice do we have? We are facing an enemy we cannot possibly defeat in battle.
Well, I mean, yeah, but still.
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you have plenty of time to make your escape.
Wait, what? You're gonna act as bait?
Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. There's no need for you to risk your necks on my behalf. A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the moon. What is it, Llama? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess. My presence here is no longer essential, and this is not my home, so you needn't ask me to stay.
We can't just roll over and let him get away with this. That's not our style. Yeah, we can't just call it quits after everything we've been through together. Besides,
Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But
Kutar, I know why you left the Frost Moon Scions so long ago. It was because people started treating prayer as a form of trade. They would make self-centered wishes, force you to accept meaningless offerings in return, and then expect you to perform miracles for them, as if that were their entitlement. If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything, and that sometimes it takes losing something precious to appreciate its true worth. After much reflection, I've realized that this was never about whether the Frost Moon Scions need you. Any relationship based on need is purely transactional. What I truly hope is that you'll choose to stay, not out of obligation, but as part of our family. You were born here, and now you've returned. Who knows? Perhaps it was the moonlight that guided you home.
thank you, Llama. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid I will be of little use to you now. Very well then. I'll do as you say.
Both times you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant. Is that one of your powers as the Moon Goddess?
It is, but I find it very draining. I barely managed to pull it off just now, and it will be some time before I'm strong enough to do so again. Rejected by the world, my power is dwindling. Like a lake cut off from its source, slowly shrinking away. Now, It has almost run dry.
What do you mean, rejected by the world?
The 3 moons belong to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. The 3 moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, I cannot wield the powers of the other 2. Yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow. So when our fingers touched, I was able to restore my strength by drawing Kuvaki from the Eternal Moon's marrow. But this method of recovery is painfully slow. If only we could find the...
It's the Wild Hunt! Ah, even faster than we expected. We'll have to finish this conversation later.
See how those wild hunt creatures are running away from us.
Then what are we waiting for?
Poor last land.
Be silent.
Ratchet Dad! Oh, they just keep coming! This is driving me nuts!
We're really closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't go back onto Dark House to escape! This goes on much longer.
Protect us. Run higher and pray.
The long sleep beckons.
Preparing for dust up. Fly the frost moon of old.
Be silent. Observe. Close your eyes. Observe to dust.
Cleanup sequence initiated. Poor last land for the everlasting foe.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
Okay, okay, chat. I think you can listen to me, right? I thought my mic also off, so I checked it out.
How are you? Uncle Barca!
Hey,
You're back from
Farka is
inside
here,
there?
bro.
Oh, you're Barca!
And why is he holding?
Master of the Knights of Favonius!
Isn't that
We could save the intros for later.
what was
Right
that?
now, let's get you all
My
out of
favorite
this
character,
hellhole.
man. I forgot.
Follow me. I know somewhere you can be
D-Look,
safe.
D-Look weapon, bro. That's Wolf's gravestone, man.
Oh,
What the fuck?
is that
Why
where
is he
I
holding
think
that?
it is?
That's the one. Come on, move!
Wow!
Grandmaster,
Where
bro.
are we? This is so well hidden.
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of AKA, the black market of intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information.
Okay, bro.
There's an
okay,
expeditionary force on foreign soil. Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nodcry should be pretty familiar with me by now. But I believe this is the first time we've met.
Bro. Yup.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight of Boreas,
The
and
Grand
Grand
Master
Master of the Knights of Favonius.
We've heard all about. You look way younger than Paimon expected. But definitely had that
Bro,
grandmaster
I thought
vibe.
Jean was the grandmaster, bro.
Well,
Seriously, bro.
I'm no
I
spring
was in
chicken.
Delulu.
Just not showing my age yet.
Later, I found
Definitely
that she was
feeling
just
some of that
acting.
back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsfartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into another fight with that
Another? You mean you fought him before?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him a little. My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive
Chat,
myself.
okay? If you guys
We knew it might have
want
been
to
our
ask
last
something
chance,
or
so we
anything,
staked everything on it.
chat
But
कर दो
still,
भाई
it
कुछ
wasn't enough to
पता
stop
चल
him.
जाएगा कौन है कौन नहीं
I
है.
tried tracking him down afterwards,
अगर
but
कोई
he
देख रहा
didn't
है
leave
तो
a
वैसे.
trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as... So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the Wild Hunt. The rest, you already know.
Is that why he's been frantically absorbed?
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power. He's clearly working up
Varka
towards
तो
something.
6.
Note to self, Uncle Varka's
में आएगा
strength
ना?
rating
I
officially
think so.
upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask
कहीं
questions
देखा था
now.
YouTube पे.
So,
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this wild... that's a lot to take in. Need some time to wrap my head around it all.
I'm truly sorry, Mr. Varka. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt and did everything you could to stop it from escalating into a full-blown catastrophe.
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one... And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised. For all the times we've defeated the Wild Hunt in the past, we've never been able to completely wipe it out. Turns out, we were just delaying the inevitable. But now that a new variable has come into play, fate may well take a...
A new variable? You mean...
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad thing. That said, while I know I was explaining everything just now, some of the points that Mr. Flynn said had caught my attention.
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, I don't know who or what could pull something like that off. Heck, even Miss Columbina doesn't have a clue.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log, a Nodcrian Ratnik's Field Journal, and Kuvaki Survey Log.
Oh. No. Still doesn't ring a bell.
I
Another
want
dead end.
Columbina, bro.
Guess all we can do now
When
is
she
hope
will
that
come
our
in
mystery
banner,
ally
bro.
keeps showing up when we... Still, it's safest to assume your intel also explains something else happened, but once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I don't know who was, but I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by himself? The Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari. Nodcry of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So... what do we do now?
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. Let's go through them one by one. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rarier. If we can't beat him in a straight-up fight. To my knowledge, the bulk of Nodcry's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united, we're still no match for Rarier in his current state.
What if there was a way to tap into a new power of our own?
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. The Eternal Moon was the largest. They say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded immense power. Enough to shape the workings of the world itself. I now bear the Frost Moon's power, and the Eternal Moon's marrow resides within the Traveler.
Hold on. Are you suggesting...
The iridescent moon, the last piece in the puzzle.
That's right. If we can find the iridescent moon's marrow, I will be able to regain my strength much more quickly.
The three moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things. Perhaps they hold further secrets beyond our understanding.
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However, it is subject to one major condition. How do we locate the iridescent moon's marrow?
I know a way, but we will need to visit the Fatui's Experimental Design Bureau.
Experimental Design Bureau?
Yes. I must speak.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You shouldn't go alone.
Then that's settled. Next up, our second priority. Somehow, we need to figure out Rarir's end goal. As you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his wild hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his People's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he despises the moon so deeply. Perhaps it sheds some light on his... The wild hunt has plagued Notcry for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good, we have to get to the root cause of what...
It's true. We still know very little of... If Kuthar hadn't given us that lead, we wouldn't even know his name.
But where will we even start? I doubt even the Intel Queen of Notcry has a clue, and she has info coming out of her ears.
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it comes to dealing with machines.
She heard me. Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal.
Detail! Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rarir. We can't do this without the Curatorium. But I need...
Wait a sec. How did you even hear about this? Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot?
You really think he could have gotten settled in Nodcry without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig.
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after, she's your woman. Pretty much seen and heard it all.
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase. Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen crutch.
So you're just going to sit this one out?
Why should I get involved?
What if we told you we can't...
Oh? Then I'd say, you'd better make it worth my while. I don't work for free.
I can't put a price on something like this. It's if you insist on compensation, I will pay you. Consider this a formal commission. Sound fair?
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a moon chanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to start passing the donation box around among the faithful.
Boss, just a thought. If they come up short, maybe you can take the difference out of my next few paychecks. Things got really dangerous during the fight with Rarir. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be ley line fodder by now. I'd be gone for good, boss. If there's any way we can make this work, I'd really like to help her. Please? I'm begging you.
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. They are the hardest debts to repay. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well, Yehoda, I will help. But just this once. Don't count on this happening again. Flint's, that fragment that Rarir was after, do you still have it on you?
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow up on some leads.
Wait, you actually have some leads?
Shh. This is top secret information.
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, I know we can count on you. So we'll leave the intel gathering in your hands. And that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find a way to distract him. We need time to make our move, so someone will have to stall him. I'm in for this part, no matter what. Anyone coming with?
Count me in too.
Come off it, you two. Quit playing heroes. I'm way ahead of you here. Ineppa did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvaki signature, and we're gonna use it to make some decoys over at the Kramkake craft shop. Anyone who's in, follow me. Once they're ready, we'll deploy the decoys across Nagcry. So as long as the rest of you keep moving, he won't catch on to your scent and won't be able to track you down.
I like it. Genius idea.
No biggie.
All right then, we'll split into 3 teams. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for the others. Dismissed!
Lady Damselette. Wait. And you two? What are you doing at the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this, you're seriously pressing your luck. Don't blame us for doing what we have to.
Huh. You really think that's gonna scare us off?
We're not looking for any trouble. I just want to see Sandrone.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive for deserting us? Out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against, we'll let you leave in one piece. But don't even think about trying to get inside.
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me repeat that?
no, my lady.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be maintenance day.
You answer that? Just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina. I don't owe you anything.
I promise it's not.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and satisfy whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past. I haven't lost the plot enough to even consider sticking my neck out for—
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What?
Huh? You mean the knave?
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in Nodcry?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the Rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nodcry are me and... What is it you need to speak to her about anyway?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost moon. Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone decided to whisk me away to their weird little garden.
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here? If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent and sensitive guests who won't stop asking where you've gone. Oh, they've been a real joy.
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I upset you.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? I keep losing people. First Rosaline, now you. I'm running out of people who can make me laugh.
My voice was...
Honestly, what could be
I
more
think it
ridiculous
was
than a
not my voice,
multi-centenarian goddess
the
who's
game
only
sound
ever
was
had the
echoing,
plain...
right?
You'd
A
always
bit.
brew a different type of
I
tea
was
for
not
me
using
each time.
headphones. I hope it's alright now.
well, duh. Why else?
And I think I need
Watching
to
you...
increase my volume
Oh, yeah.
a bit.
And Capitano sometimes you... Well, I guess we ought have Fevronia pass a message to Arlecchino.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe quitting the Fatui back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you so openly.
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. At the end of the... I just got tired, that's all. I never want... It brings back memories from the old days. When I was still worshipped as the moon goddess.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to stay as I do. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, the Fatui demanded everything from you in return, until it was more than you could bear. I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest in dragging you back just because the higher-ups told me to. But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths... that might be your plan. But it sounds like someone else wants you to stay a little Huh? Listen.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is headed straight for the facility.
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this. Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself? You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. You really think you can afford to worry about me? Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time, but I've made sure that won't happen again. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. Don't tell me what to do! Stare all you want.
I know.
This is exactly why you shouldn't... Come on then, Mr. Ray here. Let's pick up where we left off. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creations. Let's see who comes out on top.
What is this, bro? What is this? Got it, Chad. We got it. Oh, they're sniping.
Keep them pinned down. Don't let them get near.
Oh, I like this one better. Oh yeah, boy. Headshot. 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 Oh, there are more. Headshot. 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 Ooh, how many are there, man? What the?
Rotate out. Deploy all backup units. Get in there and hold the line.
Not this one.
There were pieces that I thought. Whatever. This is where the real fun begins. Don't worry. Once this is over, I'll put you all back together again. I promise.
How many are there, bro? Oh, they keep spawning, bro. Oh, what happened? Oh, I think you're good, Jack.
Finally, the ranger himself. Time to.
We're good boys.
Huh? Uh-oh. Polonia, get him! I've upgraded Polonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this once and for...
She's not here. Where did she go?
Hey! Over here, you big...
Curse it. Moon. Go. Keep searching. She cannot have gotten far.
So this is your method for... Good deduction.
Whoa! Oh, I get...
I'm not sure exactly what...
Whenever we wait, I've never faced. I, on the other hand, am
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary.
once I take it, and also how to make sure death is the one thing we can't.
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death. It's bad luck.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like... Is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my.
Eh? Find who?
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure compass the other day.
Come on, boss. You're pulling... Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I genuinely can't run any further.
Hey,
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is? After that rude awake.
Dori Sangama Bay?
If you want to make it big and not, it was back when I first, and wouldn't you know it, that's when I've been giving her a third, plus any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. Huh, what can I say? The great Lord Sangama Bay. So, let me get.
You guessed correctly.
The one type of gear I've never been short, at the very least.
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation to its knees?
Is that so? Then we really are talking top-shelf
Your supply?
A powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning to visit Notcry in the near future. If you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here. Can't say exactly how long.
Then let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an enemy like that?
Of course not. I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No, no!
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Just for insurance purposes. Favors are the worst kind of debt to
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 mora. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all.
See you later!
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. The ceremony can now begin. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. So remember, don't be Now then, let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past. I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Simple furnishings. Looks like the fearsome, unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Anyway, I'll keep exploring.
Hi, River. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I'll test it out. P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and...
They didn't sign their name.
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Felindus was tied up with something and couldn't make it. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things. If you ask me, someone who asks that many... But if he invites me again, chances are I'd still go.
Felindus. That's the...
Crane imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and mushrooms only. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. Could it be because Conria is underground, so it doesn't get much sunlight? That would explain why they use so much stone in their buildings. They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like the people of Conria don't have many options.
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it somewhere safe.
Making a big purchase. He really is a professional. Not despite what he's become. Did Rary rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was the burial place of a fallen... It was you who helped...
This is just trivial sentiment. The burial place of a fallen...
Reverie, over here.
Dane! Oh,
Hello there, Reverie. You need not address me. He doesn't get that much free time. So,
hey, don't look at me.
come on, don't give us that. I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Yeah.
So,
Sure,
come on, stop being such a pessimist. A member of the King's Guard.
Of course he does.
Me? Same old, nothing much to... Huh? What's up, Fed?
It's nothing.
Vedafilnir. And yet, despite... Does he even know me? Why did he react so...
Brown, curly, perfectly normal. As frightening as this monster.
Felindis? You're back early.
Our equipment's being serviced today. Aw, why the long
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good thing?
Vedafilnir showed up today.
So well, has it?
So, you do remember. Tell me then. What's your answer?
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this. We may be nobodies in the grand scheme of things, but if we...
All right. Take your time. Just don't keep me waiting forever. Nobodies. Sounds about right. In the eyes of people like Vedafilnir and Dainsleif, what do we matter? Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make, it affects everything. These days, the king is lost in his research, and the purge of the Crimson Moon blood. The opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. Yet the king has never even considered a gentler approach. And what becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he... Felindis? It's not... There's no reason we can't keep living happily together.
See? You just need to stay positive, Revere. I can feel your warmth, your breath. You're right there, right by my side. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And...
You're right, Felindis. I've just been overthinking things.
That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening. Speaking of...
You go ahead. I just have a few things to take care of, then I'll come join you.
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late. If you keep me waiting too long, I won't be a happy bunny.
Relax. I'll be there. Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still expect me to take you to the ball?
Well, that goes without saying. I already told. Besides, they're two completely different things. Let's take it one thing at a time, all right?
Yo. Sup.
All right. White out.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the
मुझे भी
intelligence
spoiler
services
मिल चुका है bro.
by giving the impression
किसी की
that he was
story
just an
पे.
ordinary. He clearly doesn't want his would-be.
But it's alright.
Who'd have thought? Let's dig a.
Lower. Wait. Check my voice. मोर आवाज तो आवाज माने गेम ऑडियो तो आई है से बात leave the hut. Alright. कहाँ से लीव करूँ भाई? क्या है भाई? कहाँ से लीव करूँ? Oh, here. And, oh shit. Okay.
Our last operation was a resounding success. And all thanks to you, Ray Heroes.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall.
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon should be overcome by the eclipse, and that His Majesty, the all-seeing Vinster King, now guides our nation on the path to prosperity. Conria has no further need for a dead moon.
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was worthy of many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day.
As you still haven't told her what you really do for a...
Where would I even stop? How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked?
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans.
Your concerns are not unfounded. Take care, Ray Hero of Solnop.
Thanks, Thorkel. You look after your... Thelindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to. But that's exactly why I can't. The Moonlit Dynasty's are a thing of the past. Could that be why Vidalf? I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter what happens, I will protect the Lindis.
Rerir seems to be very concerned by Vedderfanir's reaction. Vedderfanir and Dainsliff, the visionary. I've investigated this whole area now. There doesn't... Should I try somewhere else?
So, he's late after all. Just you wait, Rerir. You're in for it. Big time.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am?
Oh, sure. Pick me out a pretty bunch if you would.
Thank you.
For some...
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what do you want?
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the risk. Not long ago, the Ray here of Solnari led an assault on one of our...
Sorry, I don't...
Wait. Hear me out. His name is Rerir, and he claims to be one of the King's guards.
What did you say?
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a...
Why are you telling me all of this now?
Simple. It's because...
How strange. Rerir was nowhere to be seen in that memory. It clearly belonged to the Lindis. Rerir couldn't possibly know what happened.
Worth it. Alright. Begini. मस्त वाइन है देखना पड़ेगा क्या होता है भाई की गेम मोड हिट होना जानो
So that was your doing? Any more questions and I'll have to start...
I had no idea. I gotta admit though,
I'm just as curious as you are.
As long
But
as
the ceremony... Luckily we managed to... So far so good.
की गेम मोड है
I just hope the others are doing okay too, especially the group with the travel. If you're worried about them, go see how they're doing.
if I know boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details.
Okay, what's left now? So many. Okay.
Oh, they might not have seen us yet, but that's never gonna work. One little slip up and it's game. If they spot us, they'll run straight back to Rerir. And once he knows we're here, it won't be long before he's breathing down our... guess you're right. All right. Hide! We almost got spotted!
कहाँ पे छुपी ब्रो कहाँ पे
That was a close call.
आगे जाना है wait थोड़ा सा ऑडियो का साउंड 9 कर देता हूँ अगर साउंड ज़रा लगे तो बोल देना I think थोड़ा सा
Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle. Oh, there's no end to these things.
Let's go, let's kill them. Finally some action, bro.
Fire. Fire? Wait, what's that smell? Oh no, there's a fire!
Oh shit. Look who this is, bro.
Sandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why you've lost most of your power. Freedom comes at a heavy price, doesn't it?
It's Arlecchino! You came!
Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the House of the Hearth.
It's been a while, Arlecchino.
Stupid right here of stupid Solnari. Ugh, whatever. I've got all the data I... He sure doesn't pull his punches.
Excuse me, do you need a hand?
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Wait a minute.
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent us over to help.
Huh. How considerate of her. Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machines. Nearly every machine that Catgirl touches ends up going haywire. Go put her on cleaning duty or something.
Then let's start downstairs. Fremine, we'll leave this place to you.
You've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some, you'll have to make it yourselves.
Stabilize!
I'm going in!
Let the mighty be humbled! Bow your head!
Lay bare!
Gather! Silence!
Is it what you wish to find? Hopefully the excitement of opening a treasure chest has at least made it a worthwhile experience.
Solidify! Be sanctified.
What greater pleasure is there than the unexpected? This is where overruled. An impressive bounty.
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one piece.
Huh? Feels like there's quite a few people missing.
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Ino and Annette.
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end.
I see. But first, who do we...
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime Tea Party companion of Columbina's.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen?
Ugh.
A Fatui harbinger.
The atmosphere in here just got really tense. Guess
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer belongs to the Fatui, what makes you so willing?
Nor does Nodcry belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, you're fighting. Things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes, stopping things from spiraling out of control is a higher priority than chasing the spoils of victory. Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. We have our own way of doing things here in Nodcry. But ever since they arrived,
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. But sometimes fundamental conflicts of interest simply can't be settled. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon. Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
she says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. But she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability...
All right, listen up, everyone. First...
The dregs of the Crimson Moon.
In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and...
To my knowledge, long ago, but one day, a coup saw the Crimson...
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty, in those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was as normal as any other person. Oh, and he had a What's the matter?
Verfnir, Rheindaughter, Flinders.
Interesting. Anything else? What about this would-be fiancé of his? Do we know anything about her?
Well, she was a researcher at the Universitas Magistrorum, but it felt like she was hiding some kind of secret.
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerir's fragment also contains some of Thelindis' memories, though only a very small portion.
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, it sounds like the Lindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of. Tell me, though.
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure-blood Conrian... Oh yeah! Just like how it was with the captain!
If we could somehow find her, do you think there's any chance Rerir might regain some of his sanity?
It's possible, but it would take a miracle. That merchant who Nefer knows, Dori Sangama Bay. Maybe we could hide.
All right, then. Let's keep working in our separate team. Traveler, Paimon, Kutar. As for the other...
On the way over here, I noticed that the wild at this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger too.
I'll head back to the curatorium and meet up with the boss.
Feels good knowing we've all got something to be getting on with. Given that the Wild Hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun. I'll hold the fort for now, then discuss our next move with Flints, Aino, and Anefa when they get back.
All right then.
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything, we'll be on our way.
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your thing. Now, I decided to call in some backup since things are getting so hairy. Our reinforcements should be here any minute now. Stay safe, everyone.
We're back. Did we get here?
A tad late. The others have already set off. To summarize, everything going smoothly?
Not great. I don't know how long we can... I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired right now. Oh, right! Inefa, could you...
Sure. Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of the Wild Hunt in but according to Flintz's intel, several outbreaks of the Wild Hunt had already occurred in Nodcry in the period that was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength. In other words, in theory at least, he still lacked the means to act in two places at once.
Flints, with everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across Nodcry are rallying to fight back against the Wild Hunt. I know. I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more. And Effa and I will head back over to Amsfartnir to see if there's...
I told you Uncle Varka would say that!
Database updated.
What does that mean? It's the...
We already decided someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides...
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment.
Here, this will serve as a good spot to cross over.
Arlecchino, hold up a second! Since you brought us all this way, would you mind telling us? We still haven't got the slightest idea.
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon. And one of the last surviving embers of the Two Worlds Flame.
Huh? Are you serious? Isn't you're a descendant of that Crimson Moon dynasty we were just talking about? The one from ancient...
Your surprise is understandable. I was also taken aback when I first learned of it. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized. When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. What's more, whenever I experienced strong... Exactly. That is why my hands are like this, too. At first, I saw it only as a curse. But once I became a harbinger, the Jester apprised me of the truth. Together with my own investigations, over the past few years, there are several things that I have gradually come to understand. For instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon. It is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the corruption of the... You all understand the nature of the Abyss well enough.
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if...
Yes. And that's the reason I'm always careful. Anyway, the rest of my story can wait.
Paimon has a question. Does that mean that the Karians were to the Crimson Moon as the Frost Moon Scions are to...
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they were like. But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship. Later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct Still, even with the Dark Sun...
The first time we met, I sensed something familiar in your... When I looked at you, I felt I could see that mysterious red moon in the corner of my eye.
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson... Anyway, time is against us here. I just want to make sure I've got one thing.
That's right. The iridescent moon...
Deal. Then let's get started.
Get what started?
When I first became a Harbinger, the Jester gave me a book called Harry, also known as Leobranto Inamur. You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era. But setting aside the tangled romances of its characters, it also records a few interesting details. In the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes, there was an orphanage that received children from beyond the bounds of this world, and subjected them to a peculiar induction ceremony.
Beyond the bounds of this world? For real? And what kind of induction ceremony?
The Crimson Moon Sage's cults embraced the children who passed the ritual, telling them the book leaves much unsaid. But I suspect that this was their way of branding the children they had enrolled.
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world.
But there's no fireplace here.
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between those burned away by such flames. In short, I can open up. The catch is I'll need to stay on this side. Very well. Then I'll open.
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight if you would. I may need it. Thank you.
Mistress of the 7 hues of ages past, Great Mother of the present, Crimson-clad Sovereign of the 2 realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent. One word of advice. As you're crossing over, no matter what voices you hear...
Got it!
I sense a sinister gloom inside. I feel that I am about to meet an old friend who has changed. What a tragic sight.
There are Oh, there's something By the way, Kalamina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole, Paimon. How is that possible?
Stabilize!
Just like I thought. It was only a facade.
Everybody stand back!
Transfixed!
Huh? Huh? For real? That's real?
No. I'm not. It's coming from under the mountain.
Let's see. Ah! There's some kind of weird... Wait, see that? Looks like a mechanism of... Looks like a device from the time of Kalia. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's domain, and they left this behind. Oh, if we can activate it, we might find some clues. Hey, look at that! Now that the mechanism's running, the shadow in the water looks different. Do you think these mechanisms might be the key to unlocking the secret? Let's try to find more of them!
Thelindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands.
I hope this isn't ruining Dayton. Ugh. Mind your own business. Just...
Thelindis? Is that Rear's girl? Oh yeah! So...
The Abyss has made this... Maybe that's why some of the things she said and did...
Whenever I see this view, it takes me back to a poem, Waning Moon. Oh, lifeless damned. For me, of all people.
Looks like the Abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby.
Laid bare.
see. So the moon marrow, or rather the power of the three moons, is the key. If it really does exist.
Stabilize!
With the
moon's reflection is back to normal. Elendis' voice meant
It must be.
then there's no time to lose. Ugh, these things are so creepy. Ugh. Looks like we'll have to destroy them if we want to get to the iridescent moon's marrow.
Solidify!
That must be the iridescent moon's marrow. Oh, we'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it.
Gather! Let the mighty be humbled! Bow your head. Solidify! Gather!
Yeah.
We're so close.
Stabilize! This is order!
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Settle down! Be sanctified!
The iridescent moon's marrow. Still burning if we can purify the abyssal power. It's so cold. Is it you?
Huh? Are you talking?
At long last. I'm sorry. I lied to you. The moment the moon shattered, my body began to split apart piece by piece. Like I was being cut into pieces by 1,000 blunt blades. Tell me, what was it that brought you to us all that time ago? If only I had possessed your... You look so positive. But trust me when I say that everything happens for a reason. Farewell, Hypo.
What was that all about? It sounded like she was speaking.
Perhaps. She took me for the goddess of for a fading soul like hers.
But anyway, we've got the Alright, time to leave. That's odd. This place looks different than when we came in.
Waning moon. Huh? Oh, lifeless damsel.
Oh. Hurry! The place is collapsing!
It wants to trap us here.
Who's it? The Abyss?
Now we've taken the moon marrow. All that's left here is a dark will. It will show us no mercy. Give it back! The crimson moons! My marrow! My heart!
Finally! Huh? Oh no! The exit's blocked! They're back! Now what do we do?
This is where you fall. Witness my rise.
Hey,
What are you waiting for?
Oh, is that you, Arlecchino? Wait, your hands! They're...
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to... The Abyss wanted to trap you inside, and I defied its will by bringing... No. I have paid the price.
But surely... Oh, we're so sorry.
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the truth is, I was simply holding up my end of the deal.
Yes, you did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care.
I'll take that as a blessing. Now, Columbina, give me your head. Feeling stronger?
Hey, Columbina, are you okay?
I'm fine.
By the Frost Moon's authority alone, wielding the power of the other moons was always going...
It's still not just one more ray of moonlight, if you would. It's okay. I can take it.
How about now? Fighting fit?
At the very least, I won't have to stay hid. I want to see him gone from Not Cry. The ray here of Sol.
Well, it's good to have something to aim for. You certainly seem more alive now than you did earlier. When I first met you, you didn't strike me as a ray of moonlight. More like a wisp of fog drifting in from who knows where, ready to scatter at the first sign of a breeze. But now, you're full of vitality.
Thank you. Look after yourself too, Arlecchino. I know you have plans of your own, and that's why you're always seeking to grow stronger. But whatever you're after, don't let the Abyss take a hold of you. I do not wish to see you go down the same path as Revier.
Columbina.
A new name?
Kutar, the Moon Maiden, Columbina. They're nothing more than code names. They describe who she is and the roles she's played, but they're not her real name. We often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real name that keeps you grounded. Up till now, you've been living a wandering life, so you've... All I'll say is this. Once you've defeated Revier, give it some thought. All right, that's it from me. I'll get you back safely first, then go meet up with Sandra.
You're the best!
I appreciate the gesture. It speaks to your good character. Anyway, let's get going. There are more urgent things to do.
It was a close call, but we got the iridescent moon's marrow and restored Columbina's strength. And that's all that matters. And I...
Bow your head.
Alright, chat. I think I am done for today. I am tired a bit. I streamed like almost 3 hours, I think. Completed the quest. I mean, not halfway through the quest. Still need to finish it. I'll do it tomorrow. Let's catch it.